What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Dillian, the body snatcher Whyte. He asked, why does Deontay Wilder take a trilogy fight with Tyson Fury? He calls it utterly ridiculous. He says, what is he going to do to change now that he hasn't changed in the past 12 to 15 years? Nothing. He's going to change nothing. He can't throw a jab. He can't box. His balance is terrible. His neck is too weak, and he doesn't hit as hard as everyone says. For him, it's more timing and speed that allowed him to knock out these guys that he did. It's not like he's such a devastating puncher. You look at his record, he hasn't really knocked out anyone of note, really. He says, I was #1 challenger since 2017, yet he never wanted to fight me, and he ducked and swerved my rightful shot for 900 days. Yeah, he counted that long, 900. Pathetically hiding behind the WBC and begging them to allow him to fight anyone but me. I know I would have destroyed him, and he knows it. Wow. Obviously, Dillian Whyte's still bitter. He's bitter about the trilogy. He wanted to have his shot, obviously, because, you know, the guy that was ducking him, which was Deontay Wilder, got beat. So that should raise up a light of encouragement, right, for him. But honestly, that wouldn't have done anything for Dillian Whyte anyway. Why? Because if Tyson Fury would have moved on, Dillian Whyte wouldn't have been the next priority. He wouldn't have been that guy. It would have been Anthony Joshua. Because Anthony Joshua's the other belt holders. I think that would have been the bigger fight. More people would want to see it. It would sell more, etc., etc. It would overshadow him once again. I can understand Dillian Whyte being bitter, you know. And I also see that Dillian Whyte is a guy that still wants a crack at Deontay Wilder. I feel if Deontay loses, I think Dillian Whyte those two guys still have something to prove. You know, the question would be, would Dillian Whyte and should Dillian Whyte give Deontay Wilder the opportunity that he never gave him? I would say no. I would say Hades no. I wouldn't want those guys. I wouldn't want to give Deontay Wilder a shot after he gets beat again. Anyway, right? But with Dillian Whyte, what he said about Deontay Wilder, he can't throw a jab, he can't box, his balance is terrible, his neck is too weak, and he doesn't hit as hard as everyone says. Okay. I believe all that. However, let me counterpunch Dillian Whyte. First of all, shout out to everybody that was on the chat last night. This morning. We had a pretty good time, you know, hour and a half or whatnot. But whoever was on the chat that did say, I don't like the way Dillian Whyte, his legs look when he throws punches. They're all over the place. That is absolutely true. And it's very hypocritical of Dillian Whyte to talk about the balance that Deontay Wilder has when he doesn't have the sturdiest of legs himself. This is real talk. If you look at Dillian Whyte, especially like if you go back and watch him fight Anthony Joshua, matter of fact, when he was fighting Darius Walk, his legs weren't. His foundation wasn't under him like they should be, I feel. And all he needs to do is put on a Black Panther suit with batteries in it. He might have that same complaint that Deontay Wilder did. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't have the sturdiest of legs. Like, it's like they're wobbly. They're not under him. So for him to talk about Deontay Wilder, he's not far from the tree. Counterpunch. You know what I mean? But everything else that he's talking about, you know, the 12 to 15 years to change, it's going to be a challenge for Deontay Wilder to really change what he needs to change to fight. And I would very well be surprised if he could beat Tyson Fury in the third fight. But this is bitterness. This is, you know, the fact of someone that has earned a shot, that hasn't got his shot, you know, in the longest. And I don't think that shot was really meant for him right now. I think they did everything they could to keep Dillian Whyte away from the WBC. They wanted to put him and keep him over here and keep him there as long as they felt like it, honestly. But I think since he said that he would have destroyed Deontay Wilder, I think that adds more fuel to the fire to fight him somewhere down the line, so those guys could actually settle the differences. Because obviously Deontay Wilder being beaten the way he was does not stop Dillian Whyte from talking and wanting him, you know, based on this article. Okay, because this article was the 25th, right? This was today. So Dillian Whyte still wants a piece of Deontay Wilder, but of course he's getting another opportunity. But he had that opportunity in the contract. Okay, so you can't be too mad about that. At the end of the day, it is what it is, you know. But Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder should fight somewhere down the line, and to see who's the best out of those two guys, ducking or otherwise. If Dillian Whyte takes it to him, puts it on him, beats him up, does everything he says he's going to do, we would know Deontay Wilder was ducking that whole time, and it's easier to believe that at that time once that takes place, okay? Because that's exactly what people are going to think, and you won't stop them from thinking that. Because Dillian Whyte gets in there like a wild dog, starts throwing those slapping punches and that rising left hook, and he catches Wilder and starts beating Wilder to a pulp. And hopefully, you know, a particular referee won't be there to save him. You know, everybody's going to know after that fight is over, Deontay Wilder, and they will believe that Deontay Wilder was ducking and he was afraid of that ass whooping. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Dillian Whyte saying it's utterly ridiculous for the third fight. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.